Well, again, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. My name is Mario Arace. Beforehand, you all asked some awesome questions, and we will get to those. But the whole purpose of this, and it's really to hear my story, to hear my mission, but more importantly, to hear my journey. Because the journey that I'm on is what I want to get all of you on. That's the most important. So again, it was only about 7 years ago that my passion was taken away from me. My industry was taken over by technology and automation, and my passion was stripped of me. Now, it may sound like a small thing, something so small, but when your passion is taken away from you, I lost my identity. I lost who I was. I did not know who I was anymore because I was living a life with no passion. And as I was in this hole, as I was digging myself out, the things I went through, that's what I want to share with everybody. Because everybody here today has an audience, has a story. You have a story. And as you're standing here listening to me, I want you to think about what your story is and how you can have an impact on the world. So basically, I knew that I had a calling. I knew that there was something that I truly wanted to do. How I was going to get there was something else. But what sparked it? What sparked it was the day I actually saw myself as a victim. When I saw myself as a victim, I immediately jumped up. I was like, Babam, that's it. I'm done. I've got to move on. I've got to get out of this hole, and I've got to move forward. Life is a gift. I'm going to unwrap it. I'm going to make sure I live it to the fullest and get on that path and on that journey to freedom and happiness. So what did I do? A lot of people that I was talking to before I came up here, two of you actually said the same, almost the same exact thing. Well, how do you do it if you're just looking for yourself and trying to find out who you are? Well, first off, let me tell you this. You don't want to necessarily find out who you are. You want to find out who you're not. Now, that may sound strange, but stay with me for a second because I want you to understand what I mean by that. By finding out who you're not, you by default find out exactly who you are, but more importantly, who you want to be, what you're made up of. Let me give you an example. One thing I had to do was I realized I had to get all the toxicity out of my life, whether it was people, family, friends, and I'm not saying not to love your friends and not to love your family, but if there are people throwing dirt in your face when you talk to them about your dreams and your aspirations and your goals, you have to remove those people from your life. They are simply going to drag you down. If you have a friend that's constantly telling you you're making a mistake, why would you take such a risk? Why would you take such a chance? Those chances are what are going to make you grow. That is how you are going to become the person that you truly want to be and live the life that you want to be. Let's assume, for instance, that you go to a bar too much and every day you wake up, you have a hangover. Stop going to that bar. Just stop. You have other habits. You have other things that you do on a daily basis. Change up your routine. Get rid of habits that are bringing toxicity into your life. And by getting rid of all the toxicity in your life, stop watching the news. It's negative. I don't watch the news anymore. I stopped watching the news. I stopped listening to politicians. And more importantly, I stopped listening to the advertisers that were constantly putting into people's heads of what they should be, not who they are. Name one advertisement that tells you who you are. They tell you should be driving this car, you should be wearing these clothes, you should be living in this house. It's all nonsense. And what happens is everybody becomes consumed with other people's lives. And that is what is so damaging. You are your own unique person. You have your own DNA. It makes you who you are. So rather than concentrating on what other people are doing, what other people are saying, you have to shut that off. You have to listen to your own inner voice. You have to listen to your gut. What is your passion? What is that fire that burns inside your belly? That is what you want to pursue. So getting rid of the toxicity was number one for me. That's what I had to do. Next, I had to find a passion. I knew my passion was being around people, being part of a team, and really engaging with people on a consistent basis. So I made a lateral move within my industry. And that's what I did. That is where I am right now. But this journey I am on is much bigger. This journey I am on is to show people that the struggles that they are going through can actually make them more powerful. For instance, when I found myself being a victim, I started asking myself a lot of questions. And I started identifying what I was going through those years when it was really, really dark. And what I found is what I kept thinking about was everything negative. Why do I have so many struggles? Why is life so hard? Why do I have so many obstacles? Why can't I move forward? And then I realized by studying the successful people and doing years of research on those who have gone through hell to achieve their passion and their dreams, they embrace the struggle. They embrace all the obstacles that come their way, because by doing so, rather than having to face them and rather than having to feel like life is happening to them, they understand that life is happening for them. And with each obstacle becomes a learning experience, which each struggle makes them stronger and builds character. Just think about the people who are living their dreams, who are changing the world. They've struggled. Some of the most successful people, they were homeless. They had absolutely nothing, and somehow they persevered because they embraced that struggle. And it's something very important, because once I did that, and once I realized I was no longer a victim, and once I realized that all of these struggles were actually making me stronger, because when life is easy, you become comfortable. And the one thing you don't ever want to do is stay in that level of comfort. No growth, nothing good comes out of the comfort zone. And what I realized is, and like I said, talking to these successful people, and again, when I say success, let's not confuse success with money. Success is happiness. Success is living your life with purpose, the life that you want. These successful people, they knew that if they were comfortable, they were doing something wrong. They weren't achieving anything. They weren't taking on a big challenge. So if you can identify and realize that life is happening for you, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Stop staying in your comfort zone. Stop. If you look at some people, look, and I didn't identify with this until I was put into that dark place. But after I lost my passion, and after all that happened, I took a look around. I would take the train back and forth to my job, and then I would actually notice how miserable people were. They were just going to their 9-to-5 jobs, and they had their head down. They were doing things with no passion, absolutely no passion. And I'm looking and I'm watching, I'm identifying. So I started talking to people. I started asking questions. What is your routine like? The routine was going to their 9-to-5 job every single day, hating it. 9 out of 10 people I talked to hated their job. They would go, they would come home, they would eat dinner, they would sit on the couch, they would stream Netflix. The next day, rinse and repeat. Same thing over and over again with no purpose. And that's when I realized I had to get a message out there. I had to let people know that there was a way to turn the chaos that this world offers us, and it's interpreted as chaos, into calm. Because once you have calm, once you have focus, and once you understand and you embrace all the struggles in life, then you have clarity. And once you have clarity, you have focus. And once you have focus, you can identify what your passions are and what your desires are and move forward and take on the challenges that are going on in your life. But rather than looking at them as a negative, you look at them as a positive and know, once I get through this struggle, I have an answer for it. I have a solution for it. I'm on to the next one. Imagine waking up every day rather than being miserable and saying, I look forward to the obstacles coming my way. I look forward to any challenge that life is going to give me, because I am going to conquer it, because I am on a journey. I am on a mission to serve the world. My message, my story, it's not your story. Everybody has their own story. The journey, everybody's going to take their own journey. But the premise is still the same. It's understanding that if we shut off all the noise, if we stop listening to what society is telling us, if we stop listening to the news, if we stop listening to politicians, if we stop listening to advertisers, how social media is destroying the young generation because they're supposed to look like all these celebrities who are photoshopping everything out there. Motivational speakers will tell you you're beautiful, even if they've never met you. I'm not going to tell you that. What I'm going to tell you is that you have to identify yourself with who you are. But social media, that is not what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be you. And as long as you stay true to you, as long as you identify with who you are, and you share that story, and you share who you are with the world, that's how you're going to change the world. So my goal is to elevate others, to share their story, to embrace the struggle, and to understand that once you do that, you are going to have a positive effect on your life. But what's more important, let's share that with the world. Let's share it with everybody. My goal is not only to elevate you people here, but once you're elevated and once you're on that path and you're on that journey, I want you to elevate others. It's going to be a ripple effect to change the world. Not like throwing a little stone into a river. I'm talking about dropping a meteorite into the largest ocean in the world. That's the type of ripple effect that we want to have. So let's get out there. Let's elevate others. I look forward to the questions that we're going to have. But my main takeaway to you is search for your passion. Live your life. Do not live somebody else's life. But more importantly, don't live the life that you are being told. Whether it's your parents, whether it's your professors, I don't care who it is. You have a responsibility to unwrap the greatest gift you have ever been given. Please, don't waste it. Do not waste it. And when we talk about motivation, remember, you don't need somebody to motivate you. You are born with motivation. If somebody came after you right now, you would run. That's motivation. I'm here to inspire you to act on your motivation, because without action, you can manifest all you want, you could hope, you can pray all you want, but unless you take action, you're going to be the same place today a year from now, because motivation has been distorted. Remember when we were younger? Whether it was a parent or an educator, you did something bad, what would they say to you? What motivated you to do that? So was motivation always a positive word? Absolutely not. It's inspiration. It's taking control of that motivation and that passion inside of you and acting on it. So let's motivate, let's inspire one another to get on that journey to freedom and happiness so that we can change this world. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. So I want to give you all a big babam and let you know I'm here to elevate you. I can't wait to see you elevating others. And I look forward to talking to all of you once I get down from here. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak, and have a wonderful day.